ॐ शुक्लां वरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे ॐ नमो विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Adi Shankaracharya, as you know, he wrote his first commentary on the Vishnu Sahasranama. Bhagavad Padacharya wanted to write on Taittiriya Upanishad, but as the story goes, his Shishya kept bringing the manuscript of Vishnu Sahasranama and then taking it as a divine command. Shankaracharya has written an elaborate commentary on each and every Nama of the Vishnu Sahasranama. And before the commentary, Shankaracharya has composed 3 beautiful prayer shlokas. And in the first prayer shloka, Shankaracharya salutes Sri Krishna as Satchit Ananda Parabrahma and his Guru. And in the second shloka, Shankaracharya salutes the great Vyasacharya, who is the author of Vishnu Sahasranama. And in the third, Shankaracharya offers his namaskaras to the Sahasranama itself and mentions the reason why he is writing the commentary. And the reason is to be free from the afflictions of samsara. Now, by chanting or understanding the namas of Bhagavan, how can one be free from the afflictions of samsara, one may ask? And the answer is that when we study any shastra, Vedanta Shastra or Itihasa, Smriti, Shruti, Itihasas, then we know that how the Shravanam itself can bring about a cognitive change. Then the way I perceive the world, the way I perceive Bhagavan, the way I perceive myself undergoes a change. Yeah? And with that changed perception, then that is going to change the thought process. And the thought process changed, then it is going to bring a change in my dealings in the world, in my vyavahara. And then at that action level, I will experience the freedom that the Shastra is talking about. So this is the subtle marga by which Shankaracharya explains that how one gains the freedom from samsara. So we have completed 39 verses, and today let us go on to the 40th verse. Oh, this is 41st. Viksharo rohito margo हेतुर्दामोदरस्सहः विक्षरो रोहितो मार्गो हेतुर्दामोदरस्सहः महीधरो महाभागो वेगवानमिताशनः महीधरो महाभागो वेगवानमिताशनः विक्षरो रोहितो मार्गो हेतुर्दामोदरस्सहः Mahidharo Mahabhago Vegavanamitashanah. So the 10 namas in this verse are Viksharaha, Rohitaha, Margaha, Hetuhu, Damodaraha, Sahaha. Mahidharaha, Mahabhagaha, Vegavan, Amitashanaha. Now, what does Shankaracharya say about these namas? Viksharaha. Viksharaha has the prefix vi, and vi means vigataha, departed, or vina, without. So that from that or who, from whom all the kshara, the decline, the aging, destruction has departed. So the one who is free from change, free from decline, who is indestructible, and that is Bhagavan as Viksharaha. Same meaning as Aksharaha, which we saw earlier, free from the sixfold vikaras. No, asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. Viksharaha. Then we have Rohitaha. Rohitaha means that which is reddish in color. We have earlier seen Bhagavan has been praised as Harita Varna, Megha Varna, Neela Varna, Krishna Varna. So whenever there is an upadhi, like the rain bearing clouds, then he's called Megha Varna. And then dark haired Krishna Varna, and Harita we saw, referring to the manifestations of the green, fertile manifestations. Here, all those manifestations which are reddish are Bhagavan's glory, like the sunrise, the sunset, and the Rakta Varanam, the blood that is flowing in the veins and arteries, that is also a glory of Bhagavan. But here Shankaracharya mentions also the Matsya Avatara. It seems that was also very reddish in the Matsya Avatara, and so that is the glory of Bhagavan. Then we have Margaha. Margaha is the path. You can see the path behind me. The path leading to Jnana Pravaha Hall, which is where Jnanam happens. So, Bhagavan, you are the path or you are the means. What kind of path? The path of enquiry, the path of seeking. So, we know that everybody in the world is seeking Bhagavan only. Some are seeking in a roundabout way. Some are seeking through Sakama Bhakti. And some mumukshus are seeking through Nishkama Bhakti, seeking directly, through Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam. But Bhagavan is at the end of the road for everybody. So Bhagavan is guiding the seeking, initially by fulfilling the wishes of his devotees, and then later on guiding through the path of enquiry, Vedanta Vichara, to the Param Dhama, the goal, which is Paramananda. And for these mumukshus, those who are seeking moksha, it is a one-way marga, no U-turn. Whereas we have seen in the Gita, the Sakama Bhaktas, they will exhaust their punyam after this life in some lokas, and then they return back to Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. And so Bhagavan, you are the marga. You are the path for everybody. Then we have Hetuhu. Hetuhu, means reason or the cause. Yeah? And we have seen many times in the Upanishad and the Gita that how Bhagavan as Para and Apara Prakriti is the twofold Karanam for this Jagat manifestation. Yeah? But in the ordinary world, this is not the case. You take a table, you need wood as a material, and you need a carpenter, a skilled carpenter to shape the table. Or you take this Angavastram, you need cotton, fabric as a material, and then you need a tailor, who is going to stitch the clothes. But Bhagavan is Abhinna Nimitta Upadarana Hetuhu Karanam. And we have seen that the Maya is the Upadana Karanam, and Bhagavan is the intelligent cause, to start the Srishti, Hetuhu. Then we have a very familiar Nama, Damodaraha. Nama which is well known and praises Sri Krishna. So here Acharya gives a few meanings here. The most popular meaning is when Yashoda Ma, tries to tie the Udara. Udara means stomach, the body of baby Krishna, with a Dama. Dama means rope. So Damodaraha means the one who was tied by Yashoda Ma to a tree sometimes, to the mortar, and And then at one instance, there's a story where she could not tie him completely. Do you remember? Every time the two pieces of rope were falling short by 2 inches. So that is the Maya. When Bhagavan is, limitless, how can we tie the limitless Bhagavan with a limited rope? But then the story goes on that Krishna, has compassion for his own mother, and he surrenders and he lets her tie him. So that is one meaning, Damodara. Second meaning is Dama is referring to Damaha, Shamaha, all this Shatka Sampatihi we've seen in the Adhikaritva portion in Tattva Bodha. Shamaha, Damaha, Uparatihi, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhanam. And Udara means Utkrishta, that which is pure and disciplined. So Damodaraha means the one who is understood or gained by the purified mind through the Shamadamadi Shatka sadhanas is Damodaraha. You see how one syllable, one word can give an entirely different meaning. Yeah. Then a third meaning Acharya gives is Udara, again we'll take it as stomach only, but Dama means worlds. So in whose womb all the worlds are potentially there. Yeah, so that is referring to Ishvara. Before the Srishti can begin, where are all the lokas, all the jivas? They are like in that hibernate mode in Bhagavan's womb or Udara, and hence Damodara. These three meanings Acharya gives. Then we have Sahaha. Sahaha means the one who is ever so tolerant, who has Sahana Shakti, maximum Sahana Shakti. Yeah. And what kind of Sahana Shakti he is? Who is listening to all our lamentations and complaints. Bhagavan, I want this, I want that. Why are you denying me this? So everybody is heard by Bhagavan, and he responds, ever so cheerfully. Then in the Avatara, Leelas, we find Sri Rama, who's ever so tolerant, accepting everything very, very cheerfully, exiled, no problem. Yeah, then encountering demons and Rakshasas, and then continuing ever so cheerfully in a search of Sita Devi. That is the role model for Sahaha. And Sri Krishna also. Was abused by this Jarasandha so many times, and he keeps excusing, and giving more and more space. And then finally, he puts an end to the demons. Yeah? So these avatars like Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, they're all great role models for us to gain the Sahana Shakti, to face these challenges of our own lives. And these are the lessons we gain from Ramayana and Mahabharata. So you, Bhagavan, you are Sahaha, the most tolerant role model for the entire world. Then we have Mahidharaha. We have seen, I think, this Nama recently. Mahi means the earth, and Dharaha means the one who accommodates or upholds the earth. And not only the earth along with all the oceans, the mountains, the jivas, nobody is falling off the edge of the earth. Earth is spinning on its own axis and round the sun. And then who is holding everything in balance? You, Mahidharaha. Then we have Mahabhagaha. Mahabhagaha can be understood as Mahabhagyam. We say, it is a great punyam. Most auspicious is Bhagavan, Bhagavat Nama and Bhagavat Darshanam, and Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat. So you as Mahabhagaha, you drive away all impurities from my mind and bestow all the blessings. Then we have the word Vegavan. Vega, is speed. Yeah. And so Van, Vegavan, like Buddhiman, is in the sense of ownership. the one who has the greatest speed is you, Bhagavan. Now we know that science tells us nothing can travel faster than the speed of light in space, 300,000 kilometers per second. But what do the Shastra says? There is something that travels faster, and that is thought. Right? So we have seen a lot of stories where the thought coming from a sincere, pure, devoted heart is heard instantly and responded to. So with the speed faster than light, Bhagavan responds to a thought. Rescued, Draupadi and Gajendra, all these stories, and in our own lifetimes also we may have experienced this. Yeah. But here, as Vegavan, Acharya explains how there is something faster than thought. And what is that? Atma Brahma. How? Because it is Sarva Vyapaka. Wherever Brahma needs to be, Brahma is already there. Point A, point B, infinitely, everywhere, at all times, Nirguna Parabrahma is there, has reached. Yeah. Because when we take a flight or a train from point A to point B, it takes some time. Why? Because of this upadhi. No? Because of the conditioning. No, it will take some time for the transport vehicle, for my upadhi to reach a certain point. But Brahma is free from upadhi, nirupadhi, and so there is no limitation. And Brahma, Nirguna Parabrahma is already there. And so here Bhagavan is praised as Vegavan. Then we have the last nama here, Amita Ashanaha. Amita Ashanaha. Amit is also another beautiful name for a boy. Amit. So Amita means namita. Mita comes from the root in Sanskrit called ma, to measure. So Mita means that which can be measured. But Amita means immeasurable. And Ashanaha means the one who one who eats. So Amita Ashanaha refers to the one who has an insatiable appetite. So Bhagavan is the greatest consumer, praised. So what does this mean? It is praising Bhagavan as the Sarva Bhakshakaha. At Pralaya Kala, the entire Srishti is as though swallowed by Bhagavan, and hence this nama refers to that, Amita Shanaha. But even after swallowing, what is left behind? Not Shunyam, but Purnam. And this is the concluding mantra that we chant. Purnameva vashishyate. Purnameva avashishyate. That is, the Prakriti manifests and demanifests, appears and goes, departs and comes. But what always remains is Purnam. So you, Bhagavan, you are that Amita Shanaha. So those are the namas in shloka number 40. Viksharo rohito margo heto damodarasaha mahidharo mahabhago vegavan amitashanaha. Okay, now we go to 41st. उद्भवः क्षोभणो देव श्रीगर्भः परमेश्वरः. उद्भवः क्षोभणो देव श्रीगर्भः परमेश्वरः. करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः. करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः. Here the 11 namas are Udbhavaha, Kshobhanaha, Devaha, Shri Garbhaha, Parameshwaraha. Then Karanam, Karanam, Karta, Vikarta, Gahanaha and Guhaha. 11 namas here. So here, what is the first one here? Udbhavaha. Ud means up, on top. And Bhavaha is the Bhavasagaraha. the worldly life, nature worldly life, which is returning, orbiting, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So Bhagavan is praised as Udbhavaha, as above this worldly life. No? And we saw an example of this, a beautiful example in Mundaka Upanishad as the Sakshi bird. The Sakshi bird is perched so high, it is luminous, it is not afflicted, and it is simply Abhichaka Shiti, watching. Yeah? The witnessing Sakshi bird is Udbhavaha. You are above the worldly life of samsara. Gita has given the example of the lotus leaf also. Despite activity, there is actionlessness. How? Because I am not the karta or the bhokta. Actions continue in the prakriti as per the gunas, but naiva kinchit karomi. So Bhagavan is praised as that Udbhavaha. That is one meaning. Then Udbhavaha also means Karanam. Karanam, like the gold. How the gold is the Karanam for all the ornaments. So what is the cause for the entire Jagat? The material cause is Bhagavan. Karanam for this Prapancha, Pancha Bhautika Prapancha. Then the next word is Kshobhanaha. Kshobhanaha. Now notice the Ksha is not Shubha, Shubhasha. It is Kshobha Ksha, cerebral. And there is a difference. Shubha is auspicious, but Shobha is the opposite. Kshubh dhatu means to agitate, to disturb. So Kshobhanaha seems to be praising Bhagavan as the one who disturbs, one who agitates. How can that be? So we have to see the meaning. So the meaning here is, like take the example of your own deep sleep every day. When we are in deep sleep, in Karana Avastha, then there is no world, no time, no space. Then who disturbs that state? Why do we get up? Same thing here. When at Pralaya Kala everything is folded back, then the Trigunatmika Maya is in perfect balance. The gunas are all in balance like the hibernate mode of the computer. But then I come and boot the system up. So here Bhagavan is praised as the one who does the initial booting up of the Srishti, who agitates it. Agitates in the sense Bhagavan triggers the Srishti. Triggers the Srishti, and then everything else gets fired up, Then the karmas will take over, and the time, space, network, canvas, everything proceeds. But Bhagavan is the initial trigger. Yeah, the trigger to, to activate his Prakriti, Maya Shakti, to begin the manifestation. Panchamahabhutas and the lokas and the jivas. Yeah? That is Kshobhanaha. Then we have Devaha. Now Devaha is comes from the root Div, and the Div means to shine. So here Adi Shankaracharya gives a variety of meanings for Devaha. The one who shines as the effulgent Deva in this body temple. And Deva also means the one who Kridati, plays, who transacts, Vyavaharam Karoti. So many meanings, no? So ultimately what it means is the light of pure consciousness is Devaha. But also Devaha refers to the one who is transacting in the world. Role playing, transacting, and Bhagavan is as though playing and created this Leela with different costumes, all the varieties of Nama Rupas in this playground of the world. Kridati, Gachati, Vyavaharam Karoti, and Divyati. All these names are given by Acharya for Devaha. Yeah. So, but really we can take the meaning of Paramajyoti. That is the most popular meaning. Then we have Shri Garbhaha. Shri refers to Mahalakshmi, wealth, prosperity, Daivi Sampatti. And Garbhaha is again the stomach or the womb. Yeah. So one in whose womb the entire wealth is residing. Yeah. And that is the how this vast cosmos is all in that avyaktam, the womb of Bhagavan. That is Sri Garbha. Then Parameshwaraha, Parama Ishwaraha, the Lord of everything, all the Devatas. We've seen how the Devatas all have special powers, no? But who is assigning all the powers? Come on, Agni, you are in charge of heat and light, and water, you are in charge of rasa, you are the presiding deity of rasa. So who is issuing all these mandates? And that is you. You are Parameshwaraha, the Lord of all the lords, the Lord of all the lokas. You know, the Puranas describe all the 14 lokas, and every loka has a palaka, a supervisor. They have names like Brahma, you know, in charge of, Brahmaloka, who has to begin the Srishti, and then Indra is in charge of Svargaloka. But you are the Parameshwara. You are the Lord of all the Devatas. Then this word Parameshwara comes in the Gita also, no? In chapter 13, remember? Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishthantam parameshwaram. So the one who sees Parameshwara residing in all the bhutas equally as Avinashi, that person really sees, has got the real understanding or darshanam, the sukshma drishti. Then we have a few namas here, Karanam, Karanam, Karta, which are kind of Vyakaranam based grammar, Sanskrit grammar. Students will find it easy. First one is Karanam. Karanam means what? The instrument. Yeah. So who is instrumental for this world to manifest? You, Bhagavan. You are the Hetuhu. You are the Karanam. Yeah. We just saw that, no? Bhagavan triggers the process of Srishti, and then Srishti begins. Yeah. Then Karanam. Karanam is the cause. Same meaning as Hetuhu. You are the Nimitta and Upadana Karanam of this entire Jagat. Yeah? And the same Karanam. No, there are no two Ishwaras. The power of Maya is the Upadana Karanam, and Ishvara as Para is the Nimitta Karanam. Whereas you see, for a child to be born, two principles are needed, mother principle and father principle. So both are in Ishvara. As Para is the father, as Apara is the mother. So the Devi worshippers, see Bhagavan as the divine mother, and Vishnu and Shiva worshippers see that Para Prakriti Swarupaha. So it's really one, Abhinna. Then we have Karta. Karta is most important. Karta, is the agent, the doer. The entire Vedanta is about, who is this Karta? So there is a Panini Sutra which says Karta Swatantraha. Karta is the independent one. So you see this in the Sanskritam we have these Karakas, Karta, Karma, Karana, Sampradanam, Adhikaranam, Apadana. Shashti is not a Karaka, and then Sambodhana is also not a Karaka. So we'll take an example. Ramaha Gacchati. Rama is the Karta. Rama goes where? Vanam Gacchati, to the forest. Karma is coming. With whom? Lakshmanena Sitaya Saha, with Lakshmana and Sita. Why? What is the reason? Pitrivakya Paripalanaya, to follow the instructions of his dear father Dasharatha. He goes. So we see that the agent is so important. Who is going? What for am I doing this? And what do I do? What will I gain? And so in Vedanta we talk about a Prathama Malla Nyaya. Prathama Malla Nyaya means, supposing you have a sport like boxing or, or wrestling. Then, there are several rounds, right? Quarterly rounds, then semi-finals, then finally finals. So, Prathama Malla means if one defeats the prime opponent, then there will be no further rounds. You are declared winner, right? So, in Vedanta also, when we address the prime opponent, that is the Karta. And so, if we understand what is the nature of Karta, Karta Bhokta, it is Satchidananda Swarupa. So, here Bhagavan is praised as the Karta, Karta of this Jagat. That is, Bhagavan is the real Karta, and we are all as though Kartas. So there has to be a Badhita Kartritvam, enlightened action. Understanding that actions continue. I am kind of programmed in this world to exhaust karma phalam, but you, Bhagavan, you are the Karanam, you are the Karanam, you are the Karta. So, I completed all those 3 namas in one shot because they are Vyakaranam based. And we have seen a shloka in Gita, very beautiful and important one. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmaknau, Brahmanahutam. Shloka 24 in chapter 4. What does that shloka say? In a ritual, the one who is the karta of the ritual, performer, is Brahman. Then the karanam, the ladle with which he is pouring the ghee into the fire, that is Brahman. Into which he is pouring the fire Agni Kunda is Brahman. What he is offering, the havis, that is Brahman. And the sankalpa, the goal to be attained, that is also Brahman. So there is no doubt that, everything is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman. So here, that is brought out beautifully in these 3 namas here. Karanam, Karanam, Karta, and the next nama also, Vikarta. Vikarta is not to be taken as Vinakarta. Here it means Vividham. That is, the Karta, Bhagavan as a Karta is causing Vividham, multifarious, diverse Jagat. Look at the infinite species, the lokas and the laws and the functions. How the gravity in the moon will be 1/5 or 1/6, and here it will be this so much. What is the speed of free fall, and then all these lokas, and who are the supervisors and the jivas. Look at the variety here. And not only universe, nowadays science is talking about multiverses, that is parallelly coexisting universes right now, but they have a different time and different space. So you are the Vikarta, you are causing, you are the agent, the Karta of this variety. So V stands for variety here. Okay. Then we have Gahanaha. Gahana Karmano Gati, we saw in the Gita. Gahana means the one who is so secretive, mysterious, inscrutable. And that is Bhagavan. First of all, we cannot measure Bhagavan with our mind or senses. Yeah. So Bhagavan has to reveal himself in us. And how will that happen? Only when the mind is purified and disciplined, and one who chooses to approach Bhagavan. Otherwise, Bhagavan will be there silently watching, and as though hidden and covered by the mind, which is seeking all kinds of things. But the moment I make an effort to approach Bhagavan, the one who chooses Atma, it shines brilliantly, and Bhagavan destroys the ignorance and makes his appearance very visible. That is meant here, that you appear very Gahanaha. Like we don't know what the next moment, what it will bring in my life, but Bhagavan knows. And so that is the meaning of Gahanaha. Then Guhaha, similar meaning. Guhaha means the one who is hiding, one who is concealed his nature. In the Gita we have seen that Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrataha. I am equally there in all the beings, but by my Yoga Maya has Samavrataha, has covered my nature. To the extroverted mind, Rajasic mind, I am very far away. But for the Sattvic, purified Mumukshu seekers, I am very, very close. The yogis meditate on me in their own hearts and discover my presence there. So here it is praising Bhagavan as Bhagavan, you have hidden your Swarupa so well, so well hidden, and from the non-devotees, that only the devotees and the mumukshus can know you. You are hidden in the Buddhi Guha. So those are the namas in this shloka, ending with Guhaha. उद्भवः क्षोभणो देव श्रीगर्भः परमेश्वरः करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः. 42nd. व्यवसायो व्यवस्थान संस्थान स्थानदो ध्रुवः. व्यवसायो व्यवस्थान संस्थान स्थानदो ध्रुवः. परर्धिः परमस्पष्टः तुष्टः पुष्टः शुभेक्षणः. परर्धिः परमस्पष्टः तुष्टः पुष्टः शुभेक्षणः. Bit of a tongue twister, no? Second line. So in chanting, we have these rules. Before a pa, I have to pronounce this way. Parardhif, paramastas, tushtaf, pushtash, shubhekshanah. So here we have these 10 namas. Vyavasayah, vyavasthanah, samsthanah, sthanadaha, dhruvaha. Parardhihi, paramaspashtaha, tushtaha, pushtaha, shubhekshanah. Very beautiful namas here. Again, let us look at them one by one. Vyavasayah. Now, when we hear Vyavasayah, in most regional languages, what would it mean? Occupation. What do you do? Vyavasayah kim? But here, obviously, that is not the meaning. Bhagavan has no need for occupation. No, here Bhagavan is praised as Vyavasayah, means the determination, the steadiness, whose nature is that unshakable knowledge. What kind of knowledge is that? That is Trikaleshu yat satyam tat abaditam. You are the nature of the Satyam which cannot be negated in any period of time. You are the Paramarthika Satyam, and hence nothing can shake that basis. And so you are Vyavasayaha, well rooted and determined. Atma Brahma. Now in the Gita, if you all remember chapter 2, this word has come, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Eka. Krishna tells Arjuna that the buddhi that is resolved in the pursuit of Brahma can be only one. There can only be a one well-defined pursuit of that Ekam Brahma. But the worldly mind, what kind of buddhi they will have? Bahushakhaha. The multi-pronged pursuits will be there for a buddhi that is extroverted. So that was mentioned in chapter 2. So here it is Bhagavan is praised as that Ekam, non-dual, unwavering Tattvam, that is Vyavasayaha. Then we have Vyavasthanaha. So Vyavasayaha is that well established Satyam. Then Vyavasthanaha is the one who is the organizer. And the organizer, several meanings are given by Shankaracharya. One is who has done the Vyavastha. Vyavastha means the arrangement of the entire universe. So first of all, when the Srishti will begin, what are all the lokas, which jivas will inhabit which loka? Of course, all this is as per karma. It's all a play of karma phalam. Hmm? But then Bhagavan organizes further the lokas, who will be the middle class families, the upper middle class, lower class, no? Then Bhagavan has said that Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha. I have classified the four classes of jivas based on the guna and the karma. Yeah, that is the vyavastha. Then not only that, I have organized beautifully the life into four stages: brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Then within that, I have prescribed the duties and the responsibilities and the functions of everybody. So vyavasthanaha refers to Bhagavan as the one who has organized everything perfectly, who has laid out the dharmas, the laws, the functions, the limits of the lokas and the jivas. And the other meaning is vyavasthana is the one who accommodates, who supports, who is the very substratum, and again as the paramarthika satyam, in whom the worlds appear. Take the example of the dreams. Where do the dreams occur? The dreams occur in the mirror of my mind, and then they are folded back. So all the worlds also appear in whom? That is vyavasthanaha. That is the substratum. That is why we say nama rupas are appearances and disappearances. And Dakshinamurti, we saw that how Shankaracharya says that the worlds are like the reflections in a mirror. They are there, but they are not really there. So these appearances are appearing in that vyavasthanaha. And then another meaning Shankaracharya gives is, as vyavasthanaha, Bhagavan also is determining the kinds of births. There can be only 4 kinds of births. First is jara yuja. The births that come from a womb, like all of us, and animals also. Humans and animals are born of mother's womb. Then there is andaja, born of eggs. Then shvetaja, insects and little beetles, they are formed from the moisture. Yeah. So like that, there are 4 kinds of births. Then udbija. Udbija means what is born by breaking the ground? Plants. How the seed breaks, and then look at the tiny seed. It takes the sunlight and manure and water and is able to break the topsoil and emerge. So Bhagavan is praised as the one who has organized all this, the varieties of births, the lokas, the jivas, karmaphalam, as vyavasthanaha. Then samsthanaha. Samsthana is again, vyavasthana is the organizer and samsthana is the organization, the institution. That is the whole World Wide Web. www is who? That is you. The Jagat manifestation. You are the great abode, Paramdhama, for this samsthana. Sam, I told you, is samyak. Samyak also means samichinam, perfect abode. Perfect abode, sthanam, for this entire world that comes and goes, that arrives and departs, but you are ever there holding it. So you are the samsthanaha. Then we have sthanadaha. And the, by now means dadati, gives. Sthana, the one who delegates. Delegates what? The status and the authority. Okay, in this kalpa, you are Brahma. Agni, you do this. Indra, you be in charge of Swarga. Yeah? So, Sthanada is the one who gives the positions. And Shankaracharya mentions how Bhagavan gave the position, to even Dhruva as the Dhruva Nakshatra. You be the pole star guiding the lokas, and then that is your position. So like that, all the positions, by virtue of their own punyam, is allocated by you, and you are praised as Thanadaha. Then Dhruvaha. Dhruvaha is referring to again that position, but the figurative meaning is Dhruvaha means that which is avashyam, yeah? That which is eternal. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Gita Shloka again, chapter 2. For one who is born, death is dhruvam, certain. And for one who is departed, Janma is also dhruvam, certain. But here the meaning is Bhagavan is dhruvam means you are eternal. Yeah, you are the absolute, dhruvam. Okay, indestructible or inevitable. Then we have parardhihi, pararidhihi. And we saw a similar word, I think, no? Mahardhihi, maharidhihi. Riddhihi means what? Prosperity and wealth. So, Bhagavan, you have the Bhaga. Bhaga, I told you, are the sixfold wealth. Yashas, Shri, Balam, Vairagyam, Aishwaryam, Jnanam in absolute measure. So, you are Parariddhihi. Then, Paramaspashtaha. Paramaspashtaha means that which is crystal clear. Paramaspashtaha. You know, and if the Shishyas say, Amma, the class was Paramaspashtaha, then the teacher will be very happy. But this may not happen most of the times. But Bhagavan, you are always absolutely crystal clear as the light of pure consciousness. You know, this is when, supposing we are in a dark room, can I ever negate my existence? If it is dark and somebody calls out, Amma, are you there? Do I have to switch on the light to confirm that I am there? Or switch on my mobile torch? Or ask somebody? No. That amness, that Swarupa is Parama Spashtaha. Absolutely clear. Aham Asmi. Yeah? But what follows, I am this, I am that changes. The variables come and they can be very confusing, and they are all the adhyasas we put on in life. No? But as Paramaspashtaha, Atma, you are unambiguous. You are absolutely clear. Then we have Tushtaha. Yeah? Tushtaha comes from the dhatu tush. Tush means to please. So Tushtaha means Bhagavan, you are ever contented. No? You have that alam buddhihi. Enough. No? Why? How is that possible? Because of the nature of fullness. The nature of Bhagavan is Paramananda Swarupaha. And the one who does not know that, then any amount of Vishyananda, Yogananda, Vidyananda will not satiate a person. One will never be Tushtaha. But the Jnani is like Ishvara, is ever Tushtaha. Atmani eva Atmana Tushtaha. Gita. Because of the fullness. There is a question often asked, if I become Tushtaha, then I will lose ambition in life. I will not be able to work or take care of my family. Where will the josh and the drive be there? But that is not true. Right now we are maybe active in a very hectic way, which we have anxiety, attachment to the result, and then there is a passion, and that is actually taking away the energy. But when it is motivated in a higher way, actions, as a karma yogi with devotion, I'm not doing it for myself. No, I'm doing it because it needs to be done. It is swadharma. Then free from that negative passions, anxiety, the work is likely to be even more efficient and inspiring and excellent. So, but you are Tushtaha, Bhagavan, ever contented. Then Pushtaha. Push dhatu means to nourish. So, Bhagavan is praised as the one who is completely nourished. Now, earlier we saw Amita Shanaha, the one who swallows everything. So, Bhagavan, you are completely well nourished, Prishta Pushta. So this means what? You don't lack anything. You are Purnatma, complete, defect free, Pushtaha. Then the last nama here is Shubhe Kshanaha. Beautiful nama, Shubha Ikshanaha. No? Shubha is auspicious and Ikshanaha is seeing or darshanam. And here Shankaracharya gives a variety of meanings here. No? See, when we go to a temple, why do we go to a temple? Because we want darshanam, right? We want blessings. And the temples and places of worship are high energy zones. No? When we go there, our minds calm down, we get answers, we get insights, and we feel very peaceful. But here, Bhagavan is praised as the one whose seeing is Shubham. Yeah? When Bhagavan blesses, then our doubts are removed, impurities are eradicated, knowledge is bestowed, and so the greatest blessing is when Bhagavan sees us. So when will that happen? When I choose to see Bhagavan. No? When I approach Bhagavan, then only I give Bhagavan a chance to bless me. Yeah? So here, that is the Sakshi Chaitanyam. And that Mundaka mantra we saw, Bhidyate Hridaya Grantihi Kshiyante Sarva Samshayaha. So when that Shubha Ikshanam is there, no, Bhagavan's blessing is we draw the blessing by our own Atma Kripa. Then all the doubts are resolved, all the karmas are destroyed, and the Hridaya Granthi, the knots, that bind the Atma and Anatma, they are cut. And we saw the threefold knots, no? Avidya, Karma, Kama, Karma. Avidya, Kama, Karma are the threefold knots of ignorance. And they are bhidyate, cut. How cut? Because of Shubhe Kshanaha. There is another beautiful book called Advaita Makarandaha. Advaita Makaranda means the Makaranda, honey of Advaita. Generally, we do the small text of 30 verses at the end of a prolonged study time. And so there, the very first prayer shloka is Kataksha Kirina Chanta Naman Mohabdaye. So the author praises praise to Krishna and says, Krishna, your Shubha Ikshanam, your sideway glance of grace dries up the entire ocean of samsara. Kataksha Kirina Chanta Naman Mohabdaye. No, and hence I do my namaskaras to you. So that is the power of Shubhekshanaha. Next verse 43. We will just chant this again. Vyavasayo vyavasthana samsthana sthanado dhruvaha paradhiv paramaspashtas tushtav pushtas shubhekshanaha. 43. Few namas we'll see today. Ramo viramo virato margo neyo nayo nayaha. Ramo viramo virato margo neyo nayo nayaha. Veera shakti matam shrestho dharmo dharma viduttamaha. Veera shakti matam shrestho dharmo dharma viduttamaha. Here the namas are Ramaha, Viramaha, Virataha, Margaha, Neyaha, Nayaha, Anayaha, Veeraha, Shaktimatam Shreshtaha, one word, Dharmaha, Dharma Viduttamaha. So Ramaha, beautiful name and most powerful Taraka mantra, Rama, and the most charming avatara, Sri Rama of the Treta Yuga. And in addition, we know that the word Rama has existed even before the Rama avatara. Because of that root dhatu, Ram. Ram means to rejoice. So Ramante Yasmin iti Ramaha. So the ones who rejoice in you, you are the one in whom all rejoice. And who is that? Atma Brahma, Atma Ramaha. So you are that Ramaha, in whom all discover fulfillment and joy. That is Ramaha. No? It's a short mantra, very, very powerful mantra to bring peace of mind. That is why we all do Likita Japa, and we chant Rama song. Instantly we feel the power of the Rama mantra. It's called the Taraka mantra. So here it is referring to that Paramatma Ramaha and also the Rama Avatara. Rama. Then Viramaha. Viramaha means a stop. No? Purna Virama means full stop. So Bhagavan, you are the ultimate end. No? Yadgatva na nivartante. You are the ultimate end in whom all find rest. Viramaha. Rest from what? From samsara. You see in this terrible heat here, heat of this Agni Nakshatra, when you go out, then you look forward to stepping into the shade of a tree or reaching home. So that is meant here, that Bhagavan, you are the cool shelter and the home for the one who is afflicted by the samsara roga, by the scorching fire of samsara. You are the viramaha. When the jiva gets tired and gets the rest in you. Then virataha. Virataha is like bharata. No? Rata means the one who rejoices. So virataha is the one who is free from longings, from trishna and cravings. Vina, no? Vigata, from whom the desires have departed. Virataha. And again, how that can happen? Only by Ananda Swarupa Atma. Atmaneva Atmana Tushtaha. So, how to be a Virataha? Only by gaining the knowledge of Atma. Now, whenever we pick up a moment of happiness, when I look at a baby's face, how it fills me with joy. Or, when I get a promotion and anything, an external object is just a nimittam. Actually, what is happening? That Atma Ananda has surfaced. Yeah. So here, Bhagavan is praised as the one who is ever enjoying that Atma Swarupa Ananda. Then we have Margaha. We just saw Margaha today itself, I think. So how this Rama, Atma Rama is the Marga, Atma Rama is the Dhama also, ultimate destination. Is the Karanam, Karanam, Karta, and it is everything. So Margaha is the way. The way is seeking Bhagavan through inquiry, through devotion, through Karma Yoga in various stages appropriately. And then you are the Rama also. Yasmin Sarve Ramante. Then Neyaha. Neyaha is the one who is led. Bhagavan is praised as the one who is being led. How can anybody lead Bhagavan? So here it is meant as Bhagavan in the form of the Jiva. Who is guiding us to this level now? The Karma Yoga is good for you. Now you practice Bhakti Yoga, you meditate a little bit, and now you go approach a Guru and start Shravanam. So Bhagavan is leading the Jiva through the various stages of the Jiva Yatra, ultimately back to him. So the one who is led is also you, Bhagavan. You are not only the path and the goal, but you are the seeker also. That is meant here. Yeah. Of course, Bhagavan does not need to be led, but as the Jiva is the Amsha of Bhagavan and needs to be guided. So, Neya. But then who is actually leading? Leading is Bhagavan only. That's the next word. Nayaha. One who leads. Leads who? The seekers of moksha. And how does Bhagavan lead the jivas? We have seen in chapter 15 Gita, no? Sarvaihi Vedaihi Ahameva Vedyaha. Yeah, I am to be known in the Shastras. So, how do we know Bhagavan? Bhagavan will appear as a guru in my life and then arrange the situations, the circumstances for me to pursue the knowledge. And that is how Bhagavan is Nayaha, is the one who leads. Okay. Then we have Anayaha. Anayaha means the one who cannot be led. So, the one who is led, the one who is leading, but the one who cannot be led. Now, here Bhagavan is referred to as the one who does not desire moksha. In fact, Bhagavan is moksha. So, Bhagavan does not need any guru. Bhagavan does not have parents. Bhagavan has no karma. So, he is Anayaha. And he is the Swatantraha Ishvaraha. Because he is the Adi Guru. He is the source of all knowledge. Vedanta Krit, no, Vedanta Vit. And so, Vedavit, he is the one to be known and cannot be led. So, we have to approach that word in the proper context. No? And these are the namas. Let's just chant this again. So, with this first line of the 43rd shloka, we have completed 400 words, namas. And so, the second line, I will do it in the next session next week. Ramo viramo virato margo neyo nayo nayaha वीरशक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ